Somebody asks, have you had surgery yet? If not, will you? Top and bottom, just top or just bottom? So generally I wouldn't kind of say ask people about the body the first time you talk to. I don't know who this person is again, no name, but I guess it's a Q&A, so it's whatever, and you asked in probably the most respectful way possible. You didn't say, are you going to get a dick? Are you going to get your chest cut off? So, you know. I haven't had surgery yet. I'm not even on testosterone yet, so I'm very slow going. But I definitely 100% will get top surgery and need to get top surgery. Again, I get chest dysphoria. I think it's, like right now, I'm not looking at my chest. It's there, but it's ignored right now. Like, I'm topless. I have to sleep topless, and when it's warm, I just sit in my room with fan on. I think if I have to stare at it, or if I'm going out where it's going to be apparent and it's going to cause issues, that's when I get dysphoric about it. But no, I couldn't live with this chest, so that's definitely going. Bottom surgery, I'm undecided on. And the thing is, right now, I feel like I do definitely want phalloplasty. Like I'd say like an 85, 90, fluctuated, 85 to 90% sure. But I know that once I get on T and once I have top surgery, that my ideas and dysphoria might change a lot. And it might not be as much of a priority. My life goals might change and things can be affected. And I'm completely open to that changing. But I know for a fact top surgery is happening. It's got to happen. But bottom surgery, again, I don't think it's that. It's an open debate for the future. I'm nowhere near that stage yet, so I'm open. Madison asks, how did you come out to your parents and how did they respond, if that's a good one to ask? So I actually made a video all about my coming out story when I was exactly 1 year since I came out, which was in March. So I'll like briefly go over it, but if you want to hear like the whole story, because it's quite a long video about all the details and before and everything, then I'll link that in the description in the cards and on the Insta as well, so you can go and watch the whole thing. But I'll do a brief overview. So yeah, the way that I came out was I sat mum and dad down. Again, after all the research and everything, like I mentioned earlier, one day I was just like, I'm ready. I know what I'm going to say. I'm all pumped. I wasn't nervous at all. When I sat down with them, I was like, I want to tell you something. So they come and sat down, they're like, go on then. And all of a sudden I froze. So I was like, shit, like, this is actually happening. This is, because I've never said it out loud. It was only ever I'd spoke to a few trans guys on the internet through Facebook Messenger and stuff. So it was very much an online, just type it sort of thing. So saying it out loud for the first time was very, very difficult. So I froze and I got a bit upset. I was like, I don't want you to be disappointed in me or something like that. And so was that, and my mum was just like, just text me. So I texted her, just 2 words, I'm transgender. And she looked at it, and then she turned the phone around and showed it to my dad. And he looked at it, and then my mum just went, so? And it was like the most unusual but amazing reaction ever. So I was really, really happy. And then we just spoke about things, and again, they were really amazing, so accepting, and everybody has been. Obviously, for the first little bit, it was difficult for them to adjust name and pronouns and things. They were really good with it. They always tried the best. And now this just rolls off the tongue, obviously. Been out for like a year and a half, so. But yeah, completely awesome. And that's just like the general overview. Again, if you want to go and watch the video, then it will be everywhere. So that's like that's the short end of the story, and you can watch the full story if you want to. Somebody else asks, how do you feel and deal with dysphoria? So in terms of what dysphoria I experience is mainly probably chest dysphoria, just because it's the most apparent when you're out and about. You know, you've got to wear a binder. I think a packer, not everybody packs, even like millions of trans guys don't pack, because it's not something that's really apparent. But your chest, obviously, if you're walking about, it's kind of it's near your face, so it's very apparent. So that's probably the worst thing. Again, when I'm at home, it's not so bad. Like, if I look down now, I would be like, that's fucking shit, and I'd probably feel horrible. But being shirtless at home isn't a bad thing, because I'm in a room on my own, it's not affecting anything else. And I just don't stare at my chest for hours, otherwise I would get depressed. And the clothes are uncomfortable, so it's probably more comfortable being shirtless and being cool and down than, you know, wearing a shirt and being boiling. And also I have bottom dysphoria, but that doesn't affect things too much. I have packers, so that helps a lot, generally day to day, just to have something there, you know. Dealing with dysphoria, honestly, my best advice to deal with dysphoria is distraction techniques, and that's just generally dysphoria, feeling like crap, low mood. That's always helped me, and still does when I'm feeling like shit. So that can be really anything that you enjoy and that you have to focus on. Because if you're focusing on something hard enough, you can only really think about that one thing. There's no room for anything else, so there's nothing else going on up here apart from what you're doing. So it gives you that break, and then sort of afterwards, it tends to be at least a little bit less. And in the meantime, you're not feeling like crap while you're doing whatever you're doing, you're enjoying something. So that would be my main thing. And also things like just wearing something that makes you feel really masculine or feminine, depending on whatever you like and whatever you're into. Wearing something that you really like, dressing up really nice. Even if you're literally sitting at home or you walk into a shop. I've put on a suit for an appointment before. Literally, this was before I came out as well. But I wore a suit to an appointment just because I wanted to. So it was quite a nice feeling. People were looking at me, but I was like, fuck you all, I'm wearing a suit and I feel good. But yeah, doing things that make you feel nice. If you want to relax, go and take a bath. Just do something that you enjoy and that'll take your mind off of it. And again, another video, but it's relevant. I made a video all about distraction techniques for like low mood, depression, dysphoria as well. And basically things you can do, the ways that it can help, and just sort of all about that. So if you want to go and check that out, link in the description and in the card as well. Little card popping up right about now. If you think it might help and you want some help with dysphoria, then go and check it out and it might just help you out a little bit. And now the last one from the Snapchat section, which is from Courtney, and it says, if you could, would you get rid of your tics? Now, if you didn't already know, little recap on my life and stuff, I have Tourette syndrome. So if you already know what Tourette syndrome is, a lot of people think that it's the people that swear and can't control swearing, which can be a part of it, but it's like 10%. It's literally like 10% of people with Tourette's have the verbal tics where they swear and say sort of profanities and things like that. I happen to be one of those unlucky 10%, so I'm probably not a good example of the fact that that's not always true, but it's not. So basically, if you don't know what Tourette's is, it's tics are involuntary movements, noises, phrases and things that you would say. Involuntary basically means you can't control it. Some people can to a degree, you can hold them in for so long, or maybe just sort of delay them for a little bit while you can sort of get out of a situation that might be inappropriate. But they're involuntary. Eventually they will come out, and you tend to hold them in for a long time, and you can hold them in. I can hold them in for a couple of hours if I really want to. I can't focus on anything else because it takes like all of your brain power. But as soon as I stop holding them in and let those tics out, it's like 10 times worse because like all the collected tics that I would have done in that time just come out all at once. But yeah, so this is an overview of what Tourette's is. If you want to find out more, there's always Google. You can find out all you want about it. Research is nice. It's, so if I could get rid of my tics, would I? That's a weird question. I feel like I probably wouldn't, because here's the thing, I got diagnosed with, it started about, I think 2 or 3 days before my 50th birthday. Just walking around town, and all of a sudden I made some sort of, I don't know what noise it was like a high-pitched noise. I was walking with my friend and we sort of looked at each other, what the fuck, I don't know, we just thought I'd done something random because I would say random shit. So walking, and this carried on, getting more and more frequent throughout, and she was getting annoyed at me, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, and I was getting really distressed. I ended up going home, and throughout that there was different like movements and stuff that was happening on my head, and I had a tic previously from that. It sounded like a hiccup, so we just called it my random hiccup, all my friends and stuff, and it wasn't a big deal at all. But I got diagnosed when I was 15, it was in September. Being nearly 19 now, coming up like 4 years since I got diagnosed, it's been part of me for 4 years, and I feel like if that were to go, it'd be like a part of me leaving. It'd be like a big part of my personality. And the tics don't really bother me anymore. There's a few moments, if I'm feeling particularly anxious and they're particularly bad, or I'm in a new situation, it can be a bit like, oh for fuck's sake, really not now, like, this is making me feel uncomfortable. But it's not like a dire thing anymore. It doesn't stop me going out, it doesn't stop me from doing things. I tic in college, I've had bad days and I'm called like my friends and my tutor a faggot, which is nice. That's a tic that happens a lot, fun. But no, I feel like I would be getting rid of a part of me, so I'm happy to have Tourette's. It's whatever. It leads to some funny moments. You get a good laugh. It can be silent, and I'll come out with something weird or random or just inappropriate to a point where it's just funny and you just uncontrollably laugh. And it brightens up people's day. It definitely brightens up my day. So, I think it adds to character. I'll keep the Tourette's, thanks. Right, so that's all the ones from Snapchat. So now we'll be moving on to the questions that I've got from Instagram. I've only got about 5, so we'll go through those. So Carter Elliott 101 asks, when did you figure out you are trans? I think this is kind of similar to a question I answered earlier from Snapchat, but there's no exact point. I think I came out at 11 or 12 to a friend, and then took it back the next day until I was 17. But there was definitely signs and things from when I was younger. I probably just didn't know what being trans was, or that even existed. No exact pinpoint, but I think there was definitely signs from further on. I definitely for sure knew and came out to somebody at like 11, 12 years old, so I have no exact pinpoint, but yeah, that's a kind of general idea. XX underscore soulless underscore boy underscore XX, just soulless boy, we'll call you that, asks, how did you deal with dysphoria? It's not past tense, it's still current, but the ways that I deal with dysphoria, I answered this earlier, didn't I? Yeah, so distraction techniques mainly, that'll be linked everywhere, a video about that, so if you want to find out more about that, or just refer to what I said about it earlier, and just doing things that I enjoy or make me feel more comfortable, just that general sort of stuff. Savagetti or Savagetti, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, asks, I don't know how to put this without possibly triggering it, but tips on packing during the monthly flow when you're not comfortable with wearing tampons. Oh, we're not wearing tampons, so that was like my main tip. I think the only thing I can really suggest in that situation is maybe, I mean, if you're not comfortable wearing tampons, I'm assuming that's because of, you know, insertion, where you've got to put it and things. So I was going to suggest they're called menstrual cups. I've never used them, I've never really liked the idea of them, and I'm okay with tampons if I need to use them, so that's an option. Honestly, I'll look at different things that you may be able to use sort of in exchange for tampons, because that might not be the most comfortable thing, but also it depends on how heavy or light your flow is, because if it's quite heavy, there would not be much that you would be able to do about the packer getting dirty, you know, that sort of thing. Generally, you know, obviously, I'm assuming you're fine with pads, because you've got to use something. That's an hard question. I made a video about tips for dealing with the monthlies, which if you want to see it, I'll put up there, just in case there's any tips in there that might help you. But when I speak about packing, my advice is normally just Tampax and change them regularly. The only thing I can really say is that if you went to the toilets and checked like very, very regularly and made sure, you know, you cleaned yourself up as regularly as possible, but there's not always a situation you can do that. So honestly, I would love to help. I don't know what else to suggest, because whenever, I mean, I don't really get that anymore because I'm on the Depo-Provera injection. I get like very, very light, tiny little bits for about a day, and it's nothing substantial. So, I mean, I really had to deal with that for a little while, and I generally would just use Tampax. So, sorry that I don't really have a solution to that. I feel really bad. I want to have a solution to it. If anybody's watching this and you have a solution to that, or you have some tips that you use, please leave a comment down below and let this guy know, because I feel really bad that I can't answer, but you'll probably have personal experience. Somebody will have. So please leave a comment and let him know, and sorry to you that I couldn't really help, but hopefully somebody in the comments might be able to. I'm Rainbow Bread asks, hi. Do you go to school? If you are, what are you striving for, career-wise and life-wise? And is your day going well? Oh, thank you for that. I don't go to school, I go to college, which is slightly different. It's, you know, it's more chill. I currently am doing game development, so it'd be nice to be able to do something to do with game development. Probably more freelance indie sort of projects rather than like big AAA companies that make like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So yeah, probably nice to do something with that. Life-wise, just take the roller coaster. I don't know. Is my day going well? My day's going pretty well. I only got up about, and it's 2 o'clock. I got up at like 11:30. Oh, that's bad. I stayed in bed till 12. And it's just been incredibly warm, which is why I'm literally sat in my boxers filming a video. Normally I would just put on a shirt and not have pants on. I sound American. Not have trousers on with boxers on. But it's far too warm. I'm literally sweating because the fan's next to me. I can't put it on because noise. But yeah, generally my day's going well. How's your day going? Leave a comment and let me know. And the last one from the Instagram section is from Unite UK1, my man. Well, it's run by a woman. Oh. My people says, what advice would you give to someone who's binding for the first time? Good question. First time binding tips. Oh, that sounds like a video I could make separately. Thanks for the video idea. Generally, make sure that you know the amount of time you should wear it for. Make sure you know how to be safe. Make sure you know everything it's going to keep you safe while you're binding. First thing I would say is make sure that you measure yourself if you're getting a binder for the first time. Measure your chest. There'll be sizing charts on whatever website you use. There's no universal sizing chart. If you're buying one from GC2B, there's a sizing chart on their website. If you're buying one from Underworks, there's a sizing chart on their website. So always look at that person's sizing chart. Measure yourself how they suggest, and make sure that you get the right size, because too small will do damage and too big won't do anything. So also probably would recommend for the first time wearing it, only wear it for maybe an hour or two, just to see how you get on with it, because binding's not for everybody, and sometimes people can, you know, just be uncomfortable with it, and some people don't like it. If you do get a binder and you put it on and it hurts at all and it feels really tight, or it's ever feeling tight when you breathe, it's too small, and I recommend taking it off as soon as possible and getting one that is the right size. So yeah, just sort of general binder safety tips, which there'll be a video all about, I mentioned earlier, in the description and in the cards about binding safety, so that'll probably be a good thing to refer to, especially if you're binding for the first time. Also, Unite UK, who asked this question, have a blog, and it's all about LGBT subjects and things, and I actually write some blog posts for them. I think I've written like 5 now, and they're actually sending me out a goodie bag because I've written 5, which is really cool, so I'm waiting on that coming. But they're really cool. They talk about a diverse range of subjects, and other people can get involved. They just take submissions from people and their input about different subjects that they have. So definitely put it in the description, check out their website, check out some posts that I've done. It's really cool because you can hear other people's stories, other people's experiences with certain things, and it's just a really nice space to have your voice heard and also find out about other people's opinions on things. So, also, they didn't ask me to plug this, just asked a question, and the website's really cool, so I thought I'd plug it anyway. So now we have the final question, which comes from Twitter, and this was the only question I got on Twitter, so thank you to this person for actually asking me a question. So this is from @gaytrash9, that's his name, I like it. Said, what age did you come out and how did people feel about it? By the way, I love your videos. Oh, thank you. Came out at 17. Came out on the 1st of March 2016, which is when I was 17, so I've been out for about a year and a half now. Again, everybody was very, very accepting. I think it was a bit hard to adjust for some people, especially for my mum and dad, because, you know, they birthed me, they created me, and it was a bit of an adjustment. And I think everybody adapted really well, especially to the name and pronouns thing. People still get it wrong on the odd occasion, especially like my nan keeps slipping up. She's getting a lot better recently as well, which is really cool. But people are bound to slip up, and I'm not going to get mad at them, as long as they just go she, he, and then carry on. That's all I ask. I don't want people to apologise constantly. But yeah, everybody's great. I'm really lucky to have a really accepting family, and they're just great, and are the most just amazing support system ever, so that's really cool, and I really enjoy that. And thank you for the comment about loving my videos. And with that, that is all of the questions that I received. So thank you to everybody who asked a question. I hope I answered it well. If I didn't give you as good an answer as you were hoping, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this. But yes, that's all the questions. Also, just want to mention really quickly, we are currently at 952 subscribers, so we are literally 48 away from hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is still so crazy and mad. But I've mentioned this in a few videos before, but I'll mention it again because I want as many people involved as possible. Obviously, I want to mark the milestone of hitting 1,000, and it's going to be amazing. I want it to be all about you guys. So I made a video asking you guys to get involved with the video for the 1K video. So I made a video all about how you guys can get involved with the 1,000 subscriber video once we hit 1,000. Basically send me a clip of you or a drawing so I can add it into a video and make like a big montage of all you guys. It'd be so cool to put some faces to the names and just see all you guys, and it's just a big memory that we can look back on. It'd be so cool. So if you can, please get involved with that. Just watch the video anyway and just see if you can get involved. If you don't want to, I completely understand. I know you still is, so it's whatever. But it would be really cool to have you involved. So again, video in the description, in the cards, and it will be on the end slate as well. So go and check that out and get involved if you can. It would be so amazing. And yeah, so with that, I think I've been filming for long enough. This might even have to go in 2 parts. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, so if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below so we can hit that 1,000. And hit the bell button to be notified when I upload a new video. And if you want to, you can also follow me on my social media, which will be on the screen now. And if you follow me on those things, next time I do a Q&A, you'll see it, and you can ask me a question and be in a video and get it answered and all that good stuff. So yeah, they're there if you want to. So thank you for watching, come on my journey, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.